Hey space enthusiasts! Ready to explore the cosmos from the comfort of your home? These VR games will transport you to galaxies far, far away. Let's dive in. Starting off with a bang, we have Red Matter 2. This game builds on the VR experience in seriously cool ways. Set in an alternate history where the Soviet Union never fell, you'll be exploring eerie, abandoned space stations orbiting Saturn and Neptune. The graphics are absolutely jaw-dropping. Think massive, brutalist structures carved into asteroids and breathtaking views of alien planets. The puzzles are challenging but fun, and the controls feel natural and easy to pick up. While the combat is kept simple, the story and mysterious atmosphere will keep you hooked. Next up, let's look at Iron Rebellion, a VR game that puts you right in the pilot seat of a massive mech for some epic battles. The cockpit is super immersive, with every switch and lever feeling real and satisfying, making you feel like you're actually piloting a war machine. You can choose between 6 different mech classes, like the Stealthy Infiltrator or the Tanky Guardian, each with its own unique playstyle. With 12 maps and 4 different game modes, plus recent updates adding even more customization, Iron Rebellion is a must for anyone who loves the thrill of mech combat. Switching gears, we have Space Pirate Trainer, an arcade-style shooter that's all about dodging, shooting, and staying on your toes. In this fast-paced game, you'll face off against waves of droids, using futuristic weapons and shields to blast them out of the sky. The controls are simple, and the gameplay is super engaging. You'll definitely work up a sweat dodging lasers and trying to beat your high score. This one's a blast whether you're new to VR or have been at it for years. It's perfect if you just want to jump in and have some fun. On a different note, BattleGroupVR takes you into the role of a space fleet commander. From the bridge of your flagship, you get to control a whole fleet of ships, viewing the action through holographic displays and stunning windows. The game has a bit of a learning curve, but once you're comfortable, you'll feel like a true space commander. Although there's no multiplayer, the campaign and skirmish modes provide plenty to keep strategy fans entertained. Shifting back to some action, Iron Guard VR may have a simple name, but it's a lot of fun. This is a VR tower defense game where you're defending a crashed crew from waves of rogue robots on an alien planet. You'll set up towers to fend off drones and can even jump into arcade-style combat to protect your base. At $14.99, it offers great value with 30 levels, multiple upgrade paths, and several game modes. The soundtrack is a throwback, adding to the classic RTS vibe, and the voice acting adds a nice touch of personality. If you're a tower defense fan, you'll definitely enjoy Iron Guard VR. Next up, we have Expansion VR, which puts a fresh twist on Tower Rush games by blending deck building with real-time strategy. You play as a space warlord, fighting for control over different celestial maps while leading one of 3 unique factions. The strategic depth here is really satisfying, especially when it comes to managing energy and deploying units. Even though it's still in early access, it already offers both PvP and PvE modes, and there's a campaign mode on the way. Now, for those who love classic shooters, Amid Evil VR brings retro FPS gameplay to VR in an exciting way. You're a champion armed with crazy otherworldly weapons, like a planet launcher, taking on hordes of enemies in 7 intense episodes. The VR adaptation stays true to the original's fast-paced action, but with smooth, intuitive motion controls that make combat feel even more immersive. Throwing magical axes or firing energy blasts with just a flick of your hand feels incredibly powerful and fun. If you love old-school FPS games, this one is a nostalgic trip you won't want to miss. PULSAR. Lost Colony offers a unique VR experience, letting you explore a procedurally generated galaxy with friends. You and your crew can man different stations, engage in space battles, and explore alien worlds together. The VR controls may be a bit challenging if you're prone to motion sickness, but the thrill of exploring new planets is totally worth it. This game is at its best with a full crew of 5 players, though finding online teammates can sometimes be tricky. If you're into cooperative gameplay and space exploration, keep this one on your radar. Now, if you've ever wanted to create your own solar system, Universe Sandbox lets you do just that. It's an amazing VR experience where you can throw planets into orbit, trigger supernovas, and experiment with realistic climate systems. Whether you're recreating our solar system or making your own, this game makes science both fun and addictive. You don't need to be a physics expert to enjoy it. Universe Sandbox is all about letting your curiosity run wild. And last but not least, we have Hubris, a VR space adventure that's packed with interesting mechanics and stunning visuals. You can swim, climb, craft, and fight your way through a gorgeous alien world, but unfortunately, some parts don't quite hit the mark. The combat can be a bit frustrating, with tough enemies and aiming that feels a little off, and there's an overly chatty AI companion that can take you out of the experience. Despite these quirks, the game has some beautiful visuals and unique elements. Thanks for joining me on this VR space journey. Which game are you most excited to try? Or is there a space game you love that I didn't cover? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more VR adventures.